strawberry ice cream. Actually, I don't know if you guys ever heard that song um, uh, from All American Rejects. I think it is "Accidentally in Love." And they say like strawberry ice cream, never ever. So like this one day, I was listening to this song in class or something, and I was like, I've never had strawberry ice cream, and I've been addicted to it ever since. Pretty great. Awesome. Question 2. Oh, it looks like some people are still sending theirs in. I love that. Peanut butter and jelly. What kind of jelly are you putting on? Are you a grape person? Are you a strawberry person? This is something that divides us every single week. Natanya says, I don't like jelly. Aiden, grape. Yes, I'm a grape guy. Allergic? No. To jelly or to peanut butter? Raspberry with honey. Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah. Raspberry and honey. Oh, to peanut butter? I'm so sorry. That's so sad. I love peanut butter. I wonder if they can. Well, I guess I was gonna say vegan peanut butter. That's not it. That's not how that works. That would still have peanuts in it, right? Anyway, here I am. I studied chemistry in school, guys. You'd think I'd know some things or two. Michaela says grape. I'm a grape guy myself. Colin James will tell you any day strawberry jam is where he thinks it's at.
I'm on Colin's team.
Oh, wow. Trader. Ooh, raspberry. I didn't even say raspberry.
Trader, I never liked grape jelly. Don't even get me started.
You're a great person. We can still be friends, but I'm going to judge you for sure.
Same thing for strawberry people, so that's all right.
Hey,
Alex says I don't like jelly. Hey, that's valid too. Jelly's really sweet. Honestly, like sandwich is probably better with just peanut butter. Colin, give us a third question.
All right. I need you to stop that blasphemy right now. It's not better. That's a dry sandwich, bro. Don't get it twisted.
That's just toast.
It would probably better for you.
Definitely better for you.
Like probably the healthy.
But
not saying it's the better sandwich.
PB&J is not up there on the health foods. Awesome. Well, Kayla has a few minutes. Before we get started with training for today, first of all, welcome everybody. I know I haven't talked yet to you guys formally. My name is Colin James. I'll give you guys kind of like my background here in a few minutes. Boom, I'm going to mute everybody so there's no feedback. And there we go. I started working with Cutco, in 2011. So I'm going, next year will be 10 years here at the company. I heard about the job from a friend. I run the Baltimore area, so currently I oversee Baltimore, Howard County. I also oversee the Eastern Shore, Delaware area as well. So I've been working here for quite a while. And to give you a little bit of background about like where I am and how I've been progressing with the company and what your experience is going to be like, especially over the next couple of days. I'll be the person talking to you mostly today. It's going to be pretty similar to mine. I didn't plan on selling knives. I didn't even know Cutco existed. I didn't even know people really spent a lot of money on fancy kitchen stuff. My mom like burns toast, so it's like she's not gonna burn anything in the kitchen. Like she would not be what the young kids call a burner today. She has literally no cooking skills at all. I think we went to a restaurant for Thanksgiving this past year when me and my roommate went down to visit her in Florida. So she was not like my prime Cutco customer or anything like that. I didn't know anything about cooking. I didn't know anything about knives or anything like that. I just came in for the interview. They said $17, and I was like, okay, whatever you need me to do, I'm going to do. The only other job I had before this was I was a traffic director. So if you guys had ever seen those people at the fair in the orange vest, I know it's been a long time since we've gone like two things. But the guys in the orange vest, that was me. So I got to do this and this. That was my whole resume experience. And I was the super shy and nervous kid. So I played sports in high school. I played football. I wrestled. I played lacrosse. But I was the SGA vice president, but only because there was nobody else on the ballot. So they couldn't vote for anybody else. Like if I got one vote, I won. But I was very shy, very nervous, kind of to myself. I'm an only child. So like my best friend like was Xbox growing up. So I lacked a lot of the social skills it took to really be productive here with the job, or so I thought. Or I wasn't supposed to be like the top person when I first came in. I went through the training process and I was almost adverse to the sales position. I was like, I've seen my mom do sales. I don't really want to be a salesperson. I know it's a lot of work. You get paid really well, but it's a lot of work. My dad was the complete opposite. He worked for a company for 17 years. He was a maintenance man that worked his way up to a property director, and he taught me the value of working hard and sticking to a company and seeing the rewards of commitment over a long time. So I've been here for 10 years. I've been here my entire adult life. But I was like, okay, look, let me give it a shot. I really don't like standing in the sun. Every day I was looking at some photos from my first summer, and I was way tanner than I am now. So I do miss the sun about that. But when I got to the job and I got to training, I was really impressed. There was 80 people in my training, so I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And that's when we were driving. We actually had to do it at a hotel. And for the first day of training, I know a lot of you went through yesterday. The first day of training was kind of a lot. They threw a lot at me. I was like, I had to read out of this book. I had to like look up at a partner. I had to practice like flipping through pages. So if that was a lot for you yesterday, that's totally fine. You're exactly where you need to be. If you're like, hey, dude, got it, no problem, perfect. You're already ahead of the curve. Today with training, it's going to be very, very simple. I'm going to teach you how to think like a customer. And then the other managers are going to break down your schedule. They'll teach you how to make the phone calls, which was the part that was most nerve-wracking for me because, like I said, I was super shy. I didn't want to call and order pizza, let alone call and talk to people and see if they want to buy kitchen knives. So for me, that part was like almost petrifying. Like my hands were sweaty. I remember, I'll never forget it as long as I live. I gave my assistant manager a high five after I scheduled my first appointment. I was calling my mom, so it was a really hard presentation to schedule. But my palms were sweaty. I gave her a high five. We fist bumped for the rest of the summer because my palms were so sweaty. I was so nervous. But the thing I found out was it got easier. Like just like with anything, I'm sure, there's probably something in your life that you haven't been great at when you first started, but over time you get better and better and better. It's gonna be the same exact thing here. Whether it's phone calls, the presentations, right? Practice is going to get you better, right? Practice is what's going to make you money. Practice is what's going to have you hit promotions and really see the benefits of the job. The real thing we're working for is not towards perfection. I'm going to mess up more in 1 week than you'll mess up between now and Christmas. So you don't have to worry about that. But really what I want you to focus on is like, hey, how can I make whatever I'm doing better than the last time I did it? That's all you have to worry about. Whether it's your first phone call, your first schedule, your first presentation, your first call with the manager after your presentation, we just focus on progress, right? So you're going to go out this weekend. 10% of you, you're going to go out and you sell like anywhere between like $3 and $5 grand. About 80% of you, you're gonna be right around your first promotion, right around $1,000, and then 10% of you, you're gonna fall flat on your face, and it's gonna be really painful. But we're gonna build you back up on Monday, and we're gonna tell you you're awesome because you are. And then we're going to teach you how to fix it. And that's pretty much it. And that's how the job works. And some weeks you'll be crushing it, some weeks you won't, but that's why with the base pay to make sure you're all set. In terms of my first weekend, I started over the summer. I know there's a lot of students and things like that, so we're going to work on your schedules today. But I didn't have anything else going on. And I had to go back to my other job on Monday, or at least I thought I did. So I wanted to work really hard that weekend because I had the weekends off. So between Saturday, which was my first day doing presentations, and Sunday, I did 12 presentations. That was driving around from house to house and all that stuff. So you guys could probably do more than that if you want to. But on those 12 presentations, I had 9 sales for $3,300. I wasn't the top person in my training class, but I think it was number 2 or 3. But I made, when you sell over $3,000, when your first $3,000, you make a little bit, you make $400. So I made a little bit over $400 in my first paycheck. And they showed me that on Monday in advanced training. So we'll show you exactly what your paycheck will be in advanced training. And I was like, okay, cool. I called my other job and I quit that day. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. Sorry. And I've been here ever since. I've been an assistant manager. I've been a branch manager. I've been a pilot sales manager. I've been a recruiting manager. So those interviews you went through, I've interviewed close to 5,000 people over the past 8 years as a manager. And it's been a blast. So I'm an open book. A couple things you need to know about me and about my leadership style that are different than most of the other managers. I'm a few years older than all of them, obviously. I interviewed Connor, who was helping me out this morning and yesterday. I helped train Kayla to get her ready for her opening up her own office, and she's kicking her butt over the past couple weeks. Is really cool to see. And Heather started in the office I started in. So I'm much more cut and dry than they are. I have a much more sarcastic sense of humor, so a little bit goofy. I throw shade, but it's not like meaning to be disrespectful or anything like that. Like I said, I'm an only child with lots of older cousins, and they're all from the South, so I talk funny to them. So I do throw a y'all in there and stuff sometimes. So I'm going to try to keep it light. I'm going to try to keep it fun because I do this every week. I try to keep it fresh and interesting. You can ask me pretty much any question as long as it's on topic, or if I'm sitting in the chat or something like that, you can shoot me a message if you have a question. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me when it's not my turn talking because I'm working on stuff throughout the day. But I'm a pretty open book. I have an open door policy when there was an office. I'm in my office right now, but it's pretty simple for today. What we're going to cover is we're going to go over the basics of how to think like a customer. My degree, I worked here throughout my time in college. My degree is in business, specifically in marketing and advertising. So I'm going to teach you how to think like not only a business owner, but also like a customer, and how customers make decisions, not only for you, but as like a target market, a homeowner married over 30, how they make decisions and how those two people kind of vary. Next, I'm going to teach you kind of about the basics of the knife industry. You're not going to be like a certified knife nerd or anything like that by the end of the day, but you'll at least have a general understanding. If a customer says, oh, I have this brand, or hey, this is where I shop, you're going to have a general understanding of what they're spending money on knives, what's some nice stuff in their home they usually like, things like that. So it's pretty simple. Then we'll take a quick break. Then we're going to practice the basics of the presentation, the next step of the presentation, which is selling our three most popular sets with a focus mostly on our homemaker set. And we'll teach you how to make $100 in an hour today. Legally is the most important part. There's probably some other sales jobs where you can make way more than that, but I digress. So we'll teach you how to do that. You'll practice that. Then the second half of training is going to be dedicated 100% to your schedule. So we're going to focus on time management. For some of you, it's going to be the first time you did that. You got those little planners in high school. You just used them for the stickers and never actually did anything with them. Totally fine. We'll teach you how to actually manage your time today. So teach you how to prep for finals, holiday plans, all that stuff, and make sure you can live the best of both worlds. You can hang out with your friends. You can also make some good money. We'll show you the Cutco Nutso schedule, which is like, hey, every presentation time you can do. We'll show you like, hey, I have a test on Monday that I have to study for. We'll put that time in, and we'll do a couple presentations around that too. So we'll show you everything in between. Then we'll take a break to practice making phone calls with each other. So I see Miss Peters. I appreciate I believe it's lime green. What's up? We'll practice like how to make phone calls. So if she's a customer, like I'll practice like calling her on the phone, just like in breakout rooms that we've already done, and then we're actually going to give you the last 45 minutes, just like we did yesterday, to start working on your assignments. So it's going to be sticking and moving for today. Ideally, we get done a few minutes early, but worst case scenarios, we'll be done right at 7 o'clock, and we'll take some breaks in there in between. You guys can eat during training and everything like that. Just to do a quick refresher on the Zoom rules, I know, Kayla, I'm going to make you the host really quick so you can do some breakout rooms while I'm wrapping up. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Just to do a quick refresher on their Zoom rules. This is like a zero tolerance type of thing for me, especially when I'm running training, just because I need to know people are understanding the information. First thing I would expect is you're in a quiet place. I'd like you to stay muted unless you have a question. Then what I want you to do is message me in the chat. We'll ask you to unmute. That way it's easy. If you just hold down the space bar, it'll temporarily unmute you, so you don't have to like find your mouse and all that stuff. So it's pretty efficient for today. So quiet place, ready to take notes. Second thing is I need to see your camera on for today. If you have a technical issue or something like that, you need to let the manager know before training. But for everybody, I should expect to see your cameras, your beautiful smiling faces. You wouldn't show up to a meeting here in our office or a training with like a paper bag on your head. So I expect to see you. And then, like I said, like if you're sitting down, we've had a ton of different things we've had, especially with interviews and all that stuff. I'm not judging you based on your appearance or based on what your room looks like. I'm sure it's not in the best condition since you've been living there for about 10 months, which sounds kind of awful. But what I am judging on is just your participation and your energy. You'll just have to redo them, Kayla. You have to stop them and redo them. So, is that clear for everybody for today? Perfect. Any questions? I'm like the crazy guy compared to the other guys. The young kids are like the low energy people, but I'm like the wild and crazy one. I'll say some stuff that you're gonna be like, did he just say that? And the answer is 100%. All right. Perfect. Now, last thing for today is I have to ask you a fun question, and this is my favorite question to ask during Corona time, because one of my favorite parts about the job is traveling. Like we, right before we went into quarantine, I got back from France. The week before that, me and some of the other people in the region, we were in the Cayman Islands. So we go on multiple trips a year. Right now, not this Friday, but next Friday, we have a trip for our students to start winning a chance to go to Puerto Rico, for our management candidates and some of you guys as well, which is really, really exciting. So if you could go, you can message me in the chat. If you just click on my name, somebody's going to have to co-host me again so they can message me. But if you could go anywhere in the world, right, whether you're super afraid of flying, you could teleport there, anything, whatever it is. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go? I don't know if you did this one already, Connor. Nope. Okay, perfect. Belize, been there, is awesome. Paris, just spent a week there. It was beautiful. Dominican Republic, okay, very cool. Australia, we have a trip there next year. Paris, another one. Spain, Costa Rica, Bora Bora, Japan. Japan's on my list. Italy, again, awesome. England, Jamaica, another Paris. Lots of Parisians. Okay. Greece, Nigeria. My roommate's from Nigeria. He's his mom's jollof rice is banging, and her coconut rice too. Bora Bora. Okay. Russia. Hopefully not during like this time of the year. It's probably freezing, but maybe during the summer. Maldives, France, Jerusalem, England. All right. Colombia, Cabo. We've been to Cabo. Hawaii. Okay. All right. Very cool. So, I'll wait on a couple more if I have any more. But the biggest thing for today, and hopefully you can Ireland. Okay, we had a company trip there like right before I started, so hopefully we get a chance to get. They had a company trip to Dublin for a week, which is pretty cool. To any country in Africa. I think Africa would be a cool place to go to. There's so many different cultures up there. It's also just so large. So and I see a couple Australias too. We have the cool thing is if you work really hard, like there's an opportunity for like advancement and things like that. One of the cool things is as managers, we get a chance to go on these week-long trips. This year ours got canceled due to COVID, so instead of like just like saying, okay, cool, we'll just do it again next year, they gave us like what they call a super trip, which is I think it's 10 or 12 days. We're going to Australia and New Zealand at the end of next year, which is super fired up. Somewhere where I'd probably never go on my own because that plane ride is rough.